My goodness, if you do not write your thoughts down, I would strongly recommend doing that, because life turns out much more interesting when we actually take a look at how we feel. My name's Rob. I make videos about emotional intelligence every day, and today I'm asking for your help. I've realized, after doing some soul searching, that perhaps I'm approaching this whole social media thing the incorrect way. If the purpose is to spread a message of emotional intelligence, of compassion, of a hopeful world, how could I possibly assume that I know all of the answers? In fact, you guys, the viewers, and probably anyone else that this brand will eventually touch, I want your opinions. This is a part of me recruiting as well, making partnerships, long-term connections with people. But really, in this video, I'm going to ask a series of questions. And what I would love for you to do is to make a little video of yourself. It could be horizontal, if you want me to put it on YouTube. It could be vertical if you want me to put it on Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is. But the idea is to start getting the opinions of people that vibe with this message. Opinions about life, spirituality, anything that you're going through that you believe others could benefit from. Tarab means soil in Arabic, and soil is only as amazing as the different organisms, the different philosophies, whatever that exist within it. So the questions that I have today: what is a moment in your life that was formative in your conception of caring, the depth of your caring? The way I would answer this is when I finally got an understanding of some of the things that my mother has done, and this has happened a lot in life, where, we'll be like drinking a glass of wine together, or where we'll have talked for enough hours or spent enough time together where a memory comes up of an experience that we shared mutually, but we didn't necessarily discuss. And I got to understand a little bit more about how deeply a mother's gratitude, or how deeply a mother's conviction actually goes into creating another human being. And for those of you that haven't had time to spend with your mothers, I'm sorry. I think I got really lucky that, well, I won't even say it, but basically those conversations come up a lot in life, and I think seeing just the little sacrifices, the tremendous sacrifices, the little things that she has done for me and my brother has given me some big shoes to fill when it comes to caring about other people. And I think a lot of sons of widowed mothers end up becoming or powerful mothers in general end up becoming particularly compassionate people, for the reason that they respect deeply the plight, or perhaps the sacrifices of their parent. The next question I wanted to pose to you: what is a moment in your life where you have felt incredibly peaceful, almost like you're a part of the universe around you? Did you bring yourself to that circumstance, or was it something that happened in happenstance? Now, many of us have a lot of these moments in life. It always comes down to whether or not we're paying attention. The last such moment that I remember was when I was in the woods, and I remember this moment a lot. I drove about 40 minutes out to go to a creek, I think a state park or something, and I walked alone for a while along these tracks, and I sat at the river's edge, kind of in the trees. There was like an old train track behind me, but it was a very quiet day where there wasn't very many people out. I guess I chose the right time. But I remember sitting out at the lake and thinking a lot about Siddhartha. And if you haven't read that book, I would strongly recommend reading it. But essentially, I really do remember being able to almost see the whole picture as one thing. Though the animals, the intricacy was kind of taken out, obviously, because I don't have, godlike vision. I assume that would be difficult to deal with Superman, probably. comes to mind. But I remember I could really hear the wind, the wind rustling the leaves, and the texture of the water, and it was just a beautiful day, and seeing things around. And what always tends to happen is a leaf falls in these circumstances into the water, and it flows down the river. It reminds me of kind of the continuity of life, the the peaceful nature of our progress, despite it feeling tumultuous when the scale is taken out. Gary Vee always posts these Instagram videos where he sees like the world spinning, and then half of it says like you doing shit, and then the other half says you not doing shit, or like you caring about what you're doing and not caring about what you're doing. And by the way, I will give the recommendation to not give a single fuck what people think about you if you're going to record these videos and be a part of this. Because at the end of the day, if you're being true, if you're being like real about your shit, and you have a little bit of self-worth, and you know that your ideas have substance, at least in your own life, putting it out there really shouldn't hurt anyone. And if it does hurt people, they're broken. You know, if it helps people, I think that should be the mission, the motive. And at the end of the day, I don't have to include your name. I don't have to include anything that you want. You know, my email, by the way, is tarabify@gmail.com. So if you don't have my personal number, you can send it that way. You can send it through Instagram, whatever it is. I really do hope people take some time. Maybe you could just pause the video here, take a look at one of these questions, and just pose a response, right? And again, don't think too much about it. Really, I think a lot of the people watching these videos have ideas that are actually better than mine, because of the virtue of having a unique, awesome life, that you're actually gravitating towards this type of information. So don't take yourself too seriously or whatever, but just, I need your help. The third question I would post to you: what's something you're particularly passionate about in life? And what has it done for you in moments that perhaps you needed it, and in moments that you didn't need it? I think there's been more times that my passions have helped me in moments that I needed it than when I didn't need it. But that's probably like not being necessarily all that aware. And you could post videos that are in response to my questions too. I think that'd be really cool, or my answers at least. But like, for instance, I have spent time kind of drumming a little bit, or maybe I'll make a video of me drumming at some point and upload it to the channel. But days where I've just had like a shit day, or like had a lot on my mind, and I kind of just want to like let it rip, I'll go sit on the drums for like 10-15 minutes and just kind of solo, or like make a groove. And sometimes just the motion of hitting the stuff, just like the feeling of kind of letting it out, it's incredible. And it really does help, because afterwards I feel kind of chilled out. I'm like, okay, whatever, let's go about our day. Painting is a little bit different. I have, in times when I've been very emotional, not necessarily like negatively so, but I have been able to, if you've seen any of my abstract paintings, and hopefully the store will be up sooner or later, but you know what? The store will be up at the end of March. I'm going to give myself 1 month to put up this store so I can go and scan these paintings in. And this artwork that I think people should observe in life, or maybe will be beneficial to people. But paintings in general have been more of a contrast, I think, to the personality that I'm building up. And I've heard this particularly from my mentor Nizar, who said that it's so strange because these don't look like you made them, and it makes a lot of sense. I think I use it as like a conduit to my chaotic side, perhaps. But going back to not necessarily knowing the impact of these things, I had this beautiful conversation with one of my friends about how everything that we do in life plays into who we are, how we perceive things, how we make others feel. And I think drumming, music, particularly jamming with people and making my own stuff, and also the act of trying to be a painter has influenced a lot of how I view interactions with people, interactions with the universe, writing. Writing's a big part of why I probably enjoy talking. Public speaking in general, I guess, is an art form, though this is not particularly public. But yeah, I think it's made a drastic impact on even just the creation of such a channel, such a brand. I don't think I would be able to get there if I didn't do all this artsy shit on the side. And the last question I'll pose, which I believe we're reaching the 10-minute mark. And by the way, I make these 10-minute videos so that it's like the most efficient for advertisements. That's how I intend to get return, I guess, on this investment. But I'm wondering if I will include certain types of advertisements or not, for the virtue of sustaining my trust with you. The last question I want to ask is, what do you get out of watching these videos? What do you get out of watching any sort of inspiration? How do you use it? How do you channel your inspiration? And if you don't necessarily channel your inspiration, where would you like to channel your inspiration? I'll leave that one open-ended. But I'm really hoping that people vibe with this, like the 17 or so that are gonna watch this. I hope you guys take the time to record something or write something or anything in response and send it over. I think the world's kind of lacking this more authentic communication and would benefit from seeing it. And I'm not one to filter too much. I'd say just the rule is just be respectful, but other than that, if you go out of your way to post or send me this shit, I can't imagine me swatting it away. I'm not that type of person. So give it a shot. And I always say, actualize your potential catalyst. You are a catalyst. The messages of this brand, the messages of anything that I do in life, hopefully are bigger than me. I want them to last beyond my lifetime. And so I want all the ideas, a lot like Elon Musk's X. I want everyone's ideas and emotional intelligence to come through, because I don't have all the answers, and I need your help. So actualize your potential catalyst. This world needs you. Take care.